Hey everybody, welcome to the Leek. I'm John. As always, an Hour of Devastation is out, which means we've got ourselves a box of Hour of Devastation here that we're going to crack into and see what we got. This is not going to be terribly like the Crack-a-Packs. We're not going to do in-depth discussion. I might talk a little bit more about how good cards will be in Cube or in Commander or stuff like that. Mostly this is a let's see what's in this box, so let's open this up. You might remember from the Amonkhet booster box opening that we finally broke the curse of terrible boxes and actually got a fantastic box, so let's see if we can continue that with this. And I still have yet to open a second invocation. Grumble, grumble. So let's see if we can get our second invocation ever, second masterpiece ever in this box here. Start on up with the Scarab God for good luck. Let's flip onto the back, see what we get. We get ourselves Razaketh the Foul-Blooded. We start off with a mythic. Don't know the value on Razaketh. I don't think it's that great. Obviously has Commander potential. I don't think it would ever make my cube, really. It's just too ridiculously expensive. Maybe as a good reanimation target, but I mean, Grizzlebrand and everything is just better, so not great for cube, I don't think. But it's got some casual appeal for sure, because it's a gigantic demon. Just a gigantic demon. Next pack, we pull ourselves, not a great card, Our Promise. I don't think I'm ever really going to play that in Limited. Even in a ramp deck, it's just not what I want. Did get a foil Unconventional Tactics, not anything special value-wise, of course, but an interesting card that I need to play with. I think I rated it a little bit too low in the set review. I do still think it's a bit slow, but I think if you build yourself a solid zombie deck, it's going to do some serious work, and you only really need to hit with it 2 times or so to really get through. Up next, we pull ourselves Amit Eternal, a card that so many people were down on for some weird reason. I thought it was good right away. Luckily, after playing with it, people realize it's really ridiculously good. Yes, theoretically, somebody could cast 5 spells and kill it, but who is casting 5 spells? Amit Eternal is just fantastic. I'm going to snap pick that every single time I see it in draft. It's just so good. Plus, come on, it's a zombie crocodile demon. Doesn't get much better than that. Next pack, we get ourselves a Hostile Desert. One of the countless horrifyingly bad rares in this set. I've talked about this a little bit. I'm glad that the ridiculous broken rares have kind of come down a little bit, but it's been supplemented with these rares that I don't think you should ever really play. You make this a 3/4 what? Like once? Twice maybe? And that's just not good. Next pack, what do we grab? We get ourselves another rare desert. This time Endless Sands, the one that's probably the most playable of the rare deserts, I think, maybe. And even still, I think this is just way too slow to really do any work. Yes, it's technically insurance against people using removal or stuff like that, but you still have to get to a point where you've gotten enough creatures under here, late enough in the game that you're okay sacrificing a land to get those creatures back. So I think it's just too slow. I'm not going to play with it, but I'm going to keep an eye on people playing with it to see what it does. Next pack, there's an ad for Puzzle Quest. I might be doing a Puzzle Quest video at some point. I've been playing a lot of it recently, so we'll see about that. This pack, we get ourselves an Abandoned Sarcophagus, another card that I think is unfortunately just too slow for this format. Kind of cool. Absolutely has got some appeal outside, and you know, if you want to do like a cycling theme in your cube, definitely a good card for that. And we got a foil Granitic Titan. Bulk foil common. Let's open up Angel of Condemnation here. Let's see what he's got for us. Flip on to the back. Banewit Punisher, fantastic on common there. Bontu's Last Reckoning, totally fine. One of the multitude of board wipes in this set. I like Bontu's Last Reckoning. I think it's totally fine. I'd probably first pick it if I saw it, and I would certainly play it. Of the sort of tap and they don't, or lands don't untap cycle, I think I probably like Kefnet's the best, just a fraction of a hair ahead of Ronus's, and then probably Bontu's, with Hazarets and Oketra's being unplayable garbage. That being said, it certainly doesn't go into any format past perhaps Standard, probably not Commander. I would not put it in my cube, etc. Next pack, we get ourselves Kefnet's Last Word. We just talked about it. I like Kefnet's Last Word quite a bit. Check out yesterday's Spiky Saturday video for me playing with the card. Mind Control for 4, even if it virtually costs 8, is still Mind Control. And it's Mind Control that you can just play earlier, even if you don't have 8 mana. So, Kefnet's Last Word, fantastic. That I could see going in my cube, possibly. My cube is not like powered vintage cube or anything like that. So I do play, you know, cards that some of the more hardcore cubists may not do. Next pack, we get ourselves a Ramunap Hydra. Solid, solid, solid card. Definitely a card to stack your deck full of deserts for. Because if this is a 5/5 Vigilance Reach Trample for 4, then it's doing some serious work. Even as a 3/3 Vigilance Reach Trample for 4, it's fine. And even getting 1 is pretty darn good. Very solid first pick card there in Ramunap Hydra. Let's get another Mythic. We haven't seen a Mythic for a while. Not since the first pack. Well, that's what I get for requesting anything. Imminent Doom. I had a chance of taking a foil Imminent Doom at F&M this week. If you check the F&M paper recap, I did not. And someone at my table misread it and took it, thinking that it just dealt damage equal to CMC, not damage equal to number of Doom counters. So, goodbye, Imminent Doom. That just is not going to get played anywhere. This pack, we get ourselves a Mythic. We get ourselves Samut. Not the Planeswalker we want to see, value-wise, but Planeswalkers are Planeswalkers. They're always nice to have. Would she make it into my cube? I really strongly doubt it. I don't have a Domri Raid, actually, so I could probably use a red-green Planeswalker in my cube. She's just so fine. She's a fine, limited Planeswalker, and that's about the best thing you can say about her. Foil Sentinel, or Steadfast Sentinel as well. Another bulk foil common. Next pack. What do we get? Should we do the countdown? See if there's 10 cards in here, so maybe there's an invocation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there is a foil. There is a foil. Is it a foil invocation? It's a foil Bantu's Last Reckoning. That's fine. I'll take a foil rare. A foil potentially standard playable rare, I guess. And yeah, Wildfire Eternal, a card that is wildly controversial. I played with it, and it was great, but it really kind of required my deck to have 7 or 8 instant and sorcery pieces of removal. You know, if you're screwing around drawing cards off of this, or like casting combat tricks, it's not good. But if you're just casting removal after removal after removal into Approach of the Second Sun, it can do some work, but be very careful. It's not inherently a good card. Card that might go in my cube, though, maybe. I really like supporting counterburn, like blue-red spells in my cube, so that would fit right in. Next pack, we get ourselves Refuse to Cooperate. A really bad card. I saw one person play this. It did not do much. It dealt 4 damage to me, I think, and then I think they copied, like, a Hieroglyphic Illumination or something. It wasn't good, and I don't recommend you ever play that card. Real bad. Really, most of the rare Aftermath cards are not great. Black-green one's good, but the red-white one sucks. The red-blue one sucks. Can't even remember the other ones. All right, next pack. What do we get? We get ourselves another really bad rare. Jeru with Eyes Wide Open. It's basically a bad vanilla creature. Well, French vanilla creature because it has vigilance. Jeru is bad. It should be near the end of the pack. It should be the card that the white player sees the only white card left in the pack and picks it. It's just not good. Even if you get a Planeswalker, it's going to need to be Gideon, or else you're playing a 3 or 4 or 5 color deck. Even if it's Gideon, I don't think it's worthwhile, because Gideon's not even that great in Limited. Next pack refuses to be open. Feels incredibly different than the rest. All right. We get ourselves a foil Open Fire. Okay. Foil good removal is always fun to have. And hey, Driven Despair, the one that I was talking about. The uncommon Aftermath cards, such as Struggle, there's no actual other card on this card, by the way, are really good. The rare ones are, though, a little bit less so. But Driven to Despair is pretty good. I would never play Driven for Driven, But if you can Driven to Despair in the same turn, and of course if you're green-black, even if you Despair on a later turn, Despair is really what you're going for here. If you can get stuff going with Driven, that's cool. But Despair is why you want that card. I think I underrated it ever so slightly in set review. I haven't had a chance to play with it or seen it played yet, but I've heard tales and I've theory crafted a little bit more. So, you know, ooh, Ixalan advertisement. This pack, we get ourselves a Resilient Kenra and a foil Oketra's Last Mercy. Yay? I don't see it playable anywhere, but I've got a foil version of it now. Hooray. Resilient Kenra, totally fine. Probably wouldn't make my cube, but it's just a really solid bear. I could see a nice budget green sort of stompy deck with that easily. Next pack, what do we find? Let's do the countdown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No foil. Farm to Market, another of the great uncommon Aftermath cards. We get ourselves an upside down Claim to Fame. That's interesting. I've heard pretty frequently people talking about upside down cards in the pack, but I've never actually had one before. We get a hollowed one. Not good. I don't think it's even really playable in limited. Yeah, it's just not good. It's just a 4/4, and you're not going to cheat it in. Not the way you want to anyways. Next pack, what do we get ourselves? We get ourselves an Angel of Condemnation. That is cube worthy, I think, at least in my sort of more modern focused cube. Just a ridiculously good card. Boy, if ever there was a snap first pick. This is probably the closest rare, I think, to Glorybringer. Just so good. You know, it kills a creature every other turn. It's a 3/3 flyer. Really, really, really good. Of course, the Mythics beat Glorybringer, but as far as rares go, I think that's right on par. It at least dies a little bit easier with 3 toughness rather than 4 toughness. Next pack, let's do the countdown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's stop doing the countdown. It's bad luck. Swarm Intelligence. This is going nowhere. It's just way too expensive. 7 mana is not something you're going to do. So, going nowhere unless you have, I don't know, some wacky commander deck and you play with a more casual group and you can cheat out enchantments, maybe. But otherwise, Next pack, I think we're about halfway through here. Are there any valuable uncommons in this set? I'm not actually sure. I should have checked that. We get ourselves... Holy cannoli. We get ourselves a second copy of Imminent Doom. Hooray! We all rejoiced. I don't know, I guess I'm required to try to brew a janky standard Imminent Doom brew. Maybe I'll try it. We'll see. Been thinking about trying my hands at weird standard brews, but I am just not really a brewer, but maybe it would get me into it. I'm making 0 promises, but maybe. We'll see. If there's a third Imminent Doom, I'll do it. That I'll guarantee, because I'm hoping there's not. Mirage Mirror. Mirage Mirror is great. I think this makes a playset for me now. I have a ridiculous number of these, and they are just ridiculously good. I will first pick it every single time I see it. Oh, the versatility is just insane. I'm going to eat my words and open a third Doom. I just know it now. All right. We get ourselves God Pharaoh's Gift. I wanted this card to be good. The format doesn't support it. Not from what I've seen. You just don't get to 7 with a graveyard full of stuff and then have multiple turns afterwards. If it brought like everything back, but just bringing back 1 a turn, it's just too slow, unfortunately, for this format. Really cool. Could make it into my cube, perhaps. Or maybe a slightly different cube. But otherwise, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Another unopenable pack with the normal way. I'm not sure if it's like a gluing issue that causes this or what happens. Holy crap. All right, there we go. There we go. What did we get? What was being kept in so badly? It was a Chaos Maw. I like Chaos Maw quite a bit. 7 mana sucks. Boy, does it suck. But probably killing the vast majority of the board and having a 6/6 is real good. I'd probably first pick it every single time I see it. It's not quite what a red deck wants to do. So you can't, you don't continue building your red deck as normal with a whole bunch of 1-drops and 2-drops. You have to go a little bit more mid-rangey or late game. But yeah, I think it's real good. Next pack, we get ourselves Hour of Eternity. Haven't played with this yet. I saw somebody have it at FNM, but I didn't see them play with it. They said it did good work, though, and I think it can definitely do some solid work. I think casting it for, like, 2 is kind of where you're looking at, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Getting any higher than that, and you're getting a little tiny bit Christmas landy. But getting back something with a really good ETB effect or a really good activated ability that normally wouldn't have Eternalize is real good. So yeah, Hour of Eternity. I'd first pick it next time I see it because I haven't played with it yet. I don't think it's probably going to stay at a first pick, but I think it's still pretty good. Next pack, we get ourselves Earth Shaker Kenra. Just like the Resilient Kenra. Totally fine aggressive creature. Could probably fit right into some sort of red-green stompy budget standard deck, I think. Probably a fine cube include even. It would give mono red a little bit more reach. Not that mono red requires that in cube usually, but yeah, we'll see. I do at some point need to do a cube video. I haven't actually updated my cube for several sets now. I just haven't had a chance to play with it, so yeah, that's coming down the pipeline for sure. Much more likely than the Imminent Doom deck that I pseudo-promised there a little bit ago. Raminap Excavator. This card's surprisingly good, and I was honestly surprised to see it be the launch weekend promo, because usually the launch weekend promo sucks, and then the buy box promo is good, which I just reminded myself I didn't get the buy box promo. I'll have to talk to my store owner about that and get that. Yeah, it's Crucible of Worlds on a creature, which is solid and abusable. So yeah, that's a really cool card. It's not as abusable in Limited, but it is with If Near Deadlands. At the pre-release, in fact, 3 different people had Raminap Excavator and If Near Deadlands, and were doing disgusting recurring counters every turn deck. So definitely a thing that can be done. All right, let's count down. Let's test our luck again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Womp womp. We get ourselves another bad desert. Scavenger Grounds. We now have every bad rare desert, I think. Scavenger Grounds, Hostile Desert, and Endless Sands. Not good. Just not good. I mean, if you need Graveyard Hate in your constructed deck, sure, but not great. Especially to hurt your mana base by playing a colorless land. Oh, interesting flavor text, though. When the last scrap of flesh is scoured away, the curse of wandering ends. Then the dead may sleep. So, if Nicol Bolas does in fact destroy every scrap of flesh on Amonkhet, then the zombies all go away. So maybe Hazoret can repopulate somehow. I'm not sure. Or if Hazoret counts as flesh or not. Anyways, next pack. After that flavor aside, we get ourselves our second Oketra's Last Mercy. That's not great. This box probably isn't going to go down as one of the better boxes. But I never expect that. I don't buy these for return on investment. Never buy anything Magic related for return on investment. It's a terrible idea. I buy it for entertainment. I buy it to make a video. I buy it to stock my my collection and help out my cube, etc. Don't buy it if you can't afford it or if you're expecting to make money off of it. But if you want to have fun, it's a great way to have fun. Even more fun is drafting it, which I wish I could do. I will take a Locust God, however. That's my second Locust God if you guys saw Crack Pack Tuesday this week. Yeah, Locust God's fantastic. It's just unbeatable, really. It's the worst of the gods, and it's still absolutely amazing. And a foil, not full art, basic land. So that's our third mythic, so we've hit our expected quota. Quota? Yeah, we'll see if we can make 4 in these last few packs. I think we've got either 3 or 6 left, probably 6 left. This pack we get ourselves the Scarab God, right next to the Locust God. All right, that completes my God collection. I got Locust God in Crack a Pack, I got Scorpion God at FNM last night, and I got Scarab God here. So, cool. That's done. I don't know if these will go in Cube, just because they're so stupidly good. But yeah, They're good. They are so good. Just so good. 6th last pack. Hope for Invocation dying. Absolutely dying. But we all know how my luck goes, right? Champion of Wits. Champion of Wits is fine. I played with it last night at F&M. Pretty solid card. Just drawing those 2 is great. I never got to Eternalize it. Would have felt good, but I never even had to get there. The matches were just over. But yeah, really good card. I'd first pick it not over good removal, but I'd pick it really highly. 5th last pack. That's how you do math. We get ourselves Fraying Sanity, a card that if I ever see in the first 3 picks, I will take it. Hands down, guarantee. No promises about that Imminent Doom thing. Promise with Fraying Sanity. Pack 1, pick 1, 2, or 3. I will take it and try to build the deck. Guaranteed. Any later than that, and I think it's just too late. You'll have given up too much potential picks to build towards that deck. You have to go all in head first into that deck, or else it's just not going to happen. Well, we can complete our cycle of terrible Aftermath rares with Leave to Chance. Just real bad. I've had a couple people play this against me, and it's always just been kind of like, all right. And then they died, because this is just, yeah, throw it around, knock the camera over. That's what this card deserves. It's just not good. It's just way too dirtily and doing nothing in a format where that's not allowed. And even in a format where it is allowed, I don't think it would work, really. Anyways, 3rd last pack, we get ourselves the other mediocre Aftermath card. Yeah, I don't like Reason to Believe at all. 1 blue, Scry 3 is not worth a card to me. It's close, but it's not quite worth a card. If it was instant speed, I think it would be. And then Believe, if you're doing it blind, it's just 5 mana draw a card a lot of the time, or 5 mana get a 2-drop. And if you do it together, you know, unless you're casting a 7 or greater drop, you're getting no discount. So I'm out on Reason to Believe. I don't plan on ever playing it. 2nd last pack. We're going to count these ones down despite the negative luck factor that gives us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, a foil. Something behind this Apocalypse Demon is an Invocation Capsize. We got there. We got a 2nd masterpiece, finally. Very fancy Capsize. Guess who does not have a Capsize in their cube yet? But I will now. So yeah, foil Invocation Capsize. Really makes up for this Apocalypse Demon, which was pretty bad. But yeah, woo, Capsize. Got there, 2nd last pack. I wish I had my original Capsizes. I had a couple when I was a kid, back from Stronghold, or was it Tempest it was in? It was in Tempest, I think. Anyways, last pack, let's count down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No foil. But we can't get 2 back-to-back Invocations. We can get a final Mythic, making 5 Mythics in the box, with Overwhelming Splendor, a card that is probably just too slow for limited. But if you get there, it's a heck of an effect. Humility is real good. So yeah, Overwhelming Splendor. Anyways, that was an interesting box. I'm going to do a tally up and show you guys that tally right now. So there you have the box. It wasn't too bad. It didn't make the money back, of course, and that Capsize definitely saved it there at the end. But as I talked about, I'm not doing this for return on investment, nor should you on anything Magic related. As well, if you're angry about those prices, remember, these are the prices for Star City Games the Saturday of release weekend. Prices will change over time. This video being a video will not. So keep that in mind before the angry comments down below. Anyways, if you do have any questions, comments, or suggestions, or want to know me, let me know how your boxes went, or etc. Let me know in the comments down below. You can also find me at Twitter, at the Leek. That's L-E-E-K, like the vegetable, not the card. I've messed up my usual cadence for this. You can also find me at facebook.com/themanaleak, twitch.tv/themanaleak, and patreon.com/themanaleak. If you do like the video, click that thumbs up button. If you like the content and you haven't already, click subscribe so you can see more. We're going to have weekly news updates and Crack Pack Tuesdays and the usual Wacky Wednesdays, Spiky Saturdays, Top 10 Thursdays, etc., 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 plus streams, so make sure you do subscribe. But if you do have questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, See y'all next time.